Hey guys, it's Ben from Macca's O.C.Detailing. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I just thought I'd start to put together a bit of a video of how to maintain your car. I'm going to use one of mine in the back here. Basic video of like how to wash your car safely. So we'll go through some steps and see how we go. It'll be a bit rough like my head, but hey, we'll get there. As for main gear, you need good wash. This is iGel wash. We recommend this to maintain your vehicles with. Really good citrus base with extra cleaning power. And then we've got the iGel iron. This is an iron remover, great for getting the brake dust off your wheels. Other main bit is a microfiber mitt. It's great for picking up dirt and not rubbing it back into your paint as aggressively as an old school sponge. We also run 2 buckets for washing with grit guards, one with clean water, one with soapy water. So the idea there is you dip your mitt into the soapy water, wash a couple of panels, then rinse it out in the clean water and go back to the soapy, so you remove the contamination from the mitt. I run 2 buckets for the wheels just because of the fact some customers' wheels I have are extremely expensive, so I'd rather be safe than sorry in damaging them. And I run a snow foam cannon with pressure washer. So also in the wheel buckets, I have some wheel woolies and a mitt and a few things like that, just so I can get into all the nooks and crannies of different wheels. Anyway, we'll get into the wash. So with the wash, you can use it either in the foam cannon. I also use it in the buckets. The other one we can use in the foam cannon is iGel Blizzard. It's got a higher foaming concentrate. At the moment, I'm just going to run some wash. So I'll just add this, and then I'll go on only a little bit like that because it's highly concentrated. Next thing I'll be doing is just topping that up with some water to dilute it a bit and make it foam a bit better. So I'll go do that. So first thing I do when I'm doing a wash, start with the wheels. So with our iGel wheel cleaner, quick little shake, get in and spray around so we can get into all the areas. Good soaking. We'll let it sit for a touch. Just quickly do the front wheel at the same time. Put the iron. You slowly start to see it change purple. That's the iron particles out of the brakes reacting. Once you start to see that, it's time to go in. I generally start with the wheel woolly into our second bucket, into the barrels. Work your way around so you can get into all the areas. These wheels aren't too bad because they're quite big and open. So once that's done, I'll then move brush, work the rim, or the tyre, sorry, that area. Once that's done, I run a wheel mitt, just an old wash mitt that I don't feel safe for paint as such. This allows me to still get into work and get in around the back areas, the rims, and grab hold of them. So it just means you get a proper clean in there, work around all your surfaces. Then, depending on your wheels, I keep a brush. This can help you get in around your lug nuts, around there, and then onto your brake calipers, especially if you've got big brakes and your valve stem. If you've got big brakes, you can find that the brake dust will build up in there. So just using a brush will help get in and agitate them. Once that's complete, fire up the pressure washer.
is handy when you're doing this is you can also check your tyres. Make sure your tread depths are right. This car, with having the bigger brakes on the front, got another wheel in here, little skinnier one, so I can get in behind the bigger brakes. So, once in there, same again. Work the tyre. The reason I say to work the tyre is you'd be surprised. A lot of browning is the blooming of the tyres. Wheel cleaner actually can reduce that. Because there can be iron build up in there too. So back in with the net and around, make sure I get the back of the rims. And the more and more you do this, the more you get to know your car and understand the areas that dirt gets caught. So back in around there and so on. Rinse it off and good to go. One of people's favourite bits, slowing the car down. Depending on your environment will depend on how long you leave the snow sit, also how dirty your car is. So this car isn't extremely dirty, it is protected as well with IGL. One of the big things is cover the car if you're not in a hot environment and let it dwell a bit longer. Some people say 5-10 minutes, I personally wouldn't leave it that long. The idea of the snow is to soften any hard contaminants. So you want to get it on there and let it do its thing, but 2 or 3 minutes maybe. But if you're in a hotter day, you want to remove it quicker. Snowing isn't necessary, it's just one of the ways to help protect paints that are softer, that you don't have to work as hard to remove any build-up. So I'll make sure I also go back over the wheels because it'll help remove any excess iron, wheel arches, everywhere. So we'll let this dwell for another minute or so, and then once it's done, we'll start removing the snow in prep to do the hand wash. So yeah. Now to rip yourself the phone, to remove any of the light dusting generally and stuff like that. With this car, the paint's very soft. This era of Holden HSV was notorious for soft black paints. So I actually give it next thing I'll give it just a quick snow, just to put a slight extra bit of lubrication on there. Then I'll go into the 2-bucket wash. So I'll get into that now. I'll put it in time-lapse mode so it doesn't take that long, but you'll get a gist of how I'm going about it. So
So now that the car has been washed safely, 2 buckets, everything like that, rinsed off thoroughly, this car is a lot easier to dry than most because of the fact the water's beading on it. It is cold today, so it beads even more. What we'll be doing now is I'll pull the car out of the wash bay, I'll set it up, show a couple of different drying methods, so stay tuned, I'll show you. So 3 options for drying method. You've got something like this, a big boy blower. These blow high velocity air that actually warms the air as well, so in colder environments it actually helps to dry them. You've got something like a Genco, or another IGL one is AIO. These are great for giving your coating a bit of a freshen up. It's got a light water spot remover in it, so it can help break down light water spotting on it. Then the other option is the big old drying towel. So drying towels are great, but you've got to remember they can catch dirt and drag. So blower is number 1 method, because of the fact it is touchless, so you're not actually rubbing anything into the paint. Genco is probably number 2 in a lot of ways, because it's actually a lubricant to actually lubricate the towel or the microfiber that you're using at the time than the towel. So one of the biggest tricks when using a towel, 1, make sure it's a clean towel that you only use for drying your paint. I find that the best way is to actually sit it on the car and pat it. It's a slow process, but it does actually reduce your chances of marking the paint. So you can see that's lifted a fair portion of the paint. It hasn't lifted it all. So depending on your towel's age, how clean it is, everything like that will also affect that. Microfiber towels also can get better drying when they actually get some moisture in it. So, but on this car, I am going to use the blower. So I'll show you how I go about that. So one of the other good advantages of the blowers is I push water out of areas that otherwise would hold it a lot more. Joys of cars, there's so many nooks and crannies in it that you'll never actually get them 100% dry, unless there's an old trick of once you get it dry, you sit it in the sun and let it bake it all out. Another good thing of the blowers, because they're heated, you can actually use them to dry the tyres, so that way you can put tyre shine on quicker. But yeah, overall, washing a car is a lot simpler than people think. Next step from here is I normally throw some tyre shine on, let it dwell while I wipe out the door jambs, the bonnet, the boot, and then generally give the interior a vacuum. We'll save the interior for another video, but yeah, use something like your Genco on a rag to work your door jambs, and then yeah, you can, the world's your oyster. You can go so far with detailing. I'm going to hopefully make a few more of these videos, so that way you can learn, improve your skill sets, and we can go from there. So stay tuned, guys, and thanks for watching.